Well, now when you're inside of these customer of yours are possibly the most regulated, rightfully so,
Correct,
industries, on
correct,
earth. Um,
correct,
they're also probably the most skeptical of kind of building trust around these AI generated systems. I mean, we still are getting hallucinations. We're still getting, you know, problems with AI and
correct,
at least the LLMs I interact.
correct, correct.
How did you kind of work on that when your decision kind of sits in between this compliance and regulatory framework?
Yeah. So I think there are three things which are table stakes when you implement something like this. One is secure, compliant, and what third is, and this is very specific to pharma, okay, is guardrails, okay, because you cannot you a- and I mean there are it cannot be an open system where you can just go and willy-nilly access any data and or upload any data and just start analyzing. Got it? So there are really clear rules. And by the way, the rules are evolving. That's why they have these AI councils and stuff like that that organizations are building. So we are that's the and then the emerging problem, which is becoming very, very recent, like as there is like almost a mandate to adopt AI, the use of tokens has just gone crazy, right? Okay, what that means is like instead of so companies are just saying, okay, we're going to cut our workforce and open this whole thing to people, and then they're using it, and there's just no way to control the tokens, right? Okay, so there is almost like a token management system, token alert system that needs to be deployed as a part of these things, and that's just on the what I call as the compliance or infrastructure side of things, right? So what we have done is like inbuilt into our platform, okay, and by the way, hallucinations is very important also. So we basically deploy all our we call it as like our container. Athena is essentially from a technology perspective a container, which gets deployed at our customer in situ, on-prem. Some people call it on-prem, but it is in their environment. It connects to their existing data sources. It connects to all their security, single sign-on, everything around it. So it's compliant with that. Okay, it leverages their existing LLMs. Okay, so we don't have to use because our IP is the agents and which is our container code and workflows SOBs, right? Which can be deployed anywhere. So by definition, it connects all that. And then we have what we call as a good uh, administration module, which basically allows you to check who's accessing what kind of token usage is there. Because ultimately, they don't pay us for tokens. We leverage whatever their ultimate provider is for their tokens. So we are monitoring the tokens. So we can send alerts out, okay? And so that they don't get a surprise bill of some kind, right? So those are the four things, okay, amongst many, which are the more important ones that we kind of adhere to, okay? Yeah. And that's what separates a enterprise implementation usually from a what I call as a bespoke implementation. Somebody going in GitHub, getting and doing one-off vibe coded implementation, right? So that's the big difference between how we implement versus how kind of
Well, your model is
trials
really
happen.
interesting